Hello everyone, I'm back today with another video. This is going to be a ranked game on Strategus against Winner. Now Winner is an American player. He is a kid, he's younger than I am. I think he's 16 if I remember right. But he is, as you can see here, 589 ELO. He's been over 600 before, which is actually a very good ELO rating. I think currently I'm like 450. Yeah, so 459. Haven't played very much. I don't think I've actually played at all since I recorded the last series of videos that I played against Rask. I don't think I've played at all, but that's just how it goes. Sometimes when I don't have as much time as I would have liked for things like Stratego, but we'll try to make the most of it and see how I do in this game here against Winner. Now against Winner, I believe I think he leads like 5-4 in our all-time series. One of those games was a tournament game, which was actually a very sad occurrence because I had a 100% win, and I misclicked, and he actually got the win as a result of that, and it was really a misclick at the worst time. So technically he's leading our series in that manner, but yeah. So I'm going to take out that lieutenant, and I'll also be able to take this major out. So he's saying there, front row colonel, wow. But, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's worth revealing that, especially because I knew I was going to get at least a piece and also the major. I do expect to be taken, as I am, which is fine with me. Because that's, a good major pickup. I'm now up a major and 2 captains to be down that colonel, and I also know his general here. And that also means I can afford to lose this major for info. Not that I would want to, but that I can. Alright, so I'm going to retreat that major. I'm going to move that scout over, just to be a safeguard there, so he can't come in with unknown pieces. Alright, I'm going to come out with my colonel. Perfect. So I didn't think he was going to immediately show Marshal here, especially because he's already shown General. So that was another good pickup. I don't really want to lose, well, I probably can't afford to lose a second Colonel. But I don't want to have too much unknown material concentrated, or known pieces concentrated in the center here. I have to figure out how I want to play that. Let me see if I just chase the general, what he does here, how he reacts. Okay, so he's going to not allow me access. But if that was my marshal, I could have just taken that piece and taken the general, so that means there's a pretty high chance one of these two is the spy. I'm going to come out with a lieutenant on the right side here, I think. Because he's already shown a captain on this side, because I took it with my major. So this lieutenant might be able to accomplish something. So I'll just keep moving this up here. Probably expect him to take it with something like a colonel, maybe. But let's see. Okay, major. That makes sense. So here's his general. Just don't want to lose track of that. Definitely want to retreat with that too. I'm not sure if this is a scout or maybe like a captain sort of thing, but I'm just going to play it safe and go after it with my major, I think. Actually, I'm going to take that because I know that's not going to be a colonel because he had a major right here. You're not going to have major and then colonel right behind it. So I think that's a safe hit. And I don't have any revealed pieces on this side, so I'm fine with doing that with my major. Okay, so that is a captain. So he could do one of several things here. He could, I think the most annoying thing he could do, I know this is the general, of course, he could threaten my major, which means I have to move my major elsewhere, and then he could choose to hit this sergeant with his captain. That'd probably be the most annoying thing, because it would keep his captain alive. That is what I would prefer, is for him to just trade it like that. And this also gets my marshal in position. Alright, I'm sorry about that interruption. So, this is his major. I don't know what this is, but I do have to be a bit wary of it. He says here, plan was to get info with the captains. I guess in that respect, he does know, I guess, all four of these pieces, although he's given up 3 captains to do it. It's kind of Sorrow style almost. And I'm also up a major in addition to that, so we'll see how this goes. He definitely has the info, although he doesn't know my marshal or my general, and I do know his general here. But he does know a colonel and 2 majors, well, 3 majors of mine, although I do know one of his majors here. I'm going to avoid that, although I'm pretty sure this is not the marshal. Okay. I think I'm going to retreat with this colonel to the marshal. I think I'm probably going to leave it there. And if he does decide to smash in with the marshal, thinking my spy is guarding the major, then I can always run with my colonel over here, and then I guess trade marshals. Although that would give his general a good opportunity, so that's still far from ideal. I think most importantly, I just can't let him get 2 colonel lead on me. Because I'm up 4 pieces after that 1 colonel that he's up. So I know that's not a good piece because his captain was sitting here and I took it with my major. Although it could actually be the marshal. I think there is an outside possibility of that. So I probably wouldn't want to hit it with my general. But I guess we'll see how that ends up. And then his major's still right here. Let's see what he does if I put it right there. I'm thinking the piece to my left right here might be a colonel. I'd like to confirm that. Okay, well that's not quite ideal that he took that with the sergeant. Well, let's come out with this scout then, because I'll need another one. Trying to find info here. So here's what I think he's doing. This is, I think, maybe the marshal, and he's trying to come down with a colonel and try to take these pieces, but he's trying to prevent my general from counterattacking by putting the colonel here, which, then his marshal would be guarding it. Okay, so that evidently was not his plan, but that was an interesting thought I had. I thought that could potentially be the marshal, but then he was a bit aggressive with it, which I thought seemed a bit inappropriate considering all these move pieces here, and I already know his general too. Playing a bit slowly this game, I think. He really is thinking things through. As a lot of times after playing games, he'll claim, oh, really wasn't trying that much, or whatever. But I hope it seems in this game that he is. So this is his major. I'm going to keep chasing that. I have plenty of captains. Okay. At this major, I'm thinking that could be a colonel. This I've been pretty suspicious of. This piece here. So it's a sergeant here. Major. Yes. Okay. Not quite sure what to do at this moment. Alright, I'm going to move up here. I don't think that's the marshal. I think it could be a colonel, which would be a good trade for me because that's my known colonel and his unknown colonel. But I don't think it's a marshal, but it is. Okay, interesting. So that really complicates this game, I think. He says, what was that? As if it was an unexpected mover. What was that? His patronizing comments are actually pretty amusing sometimes, but that is something he likes to do. I think it's to, probably to unnerve his opponent a bit, I think is the aim there. So, I've got these two pieces I could sort of counterattack against. So I guess I might as well take this piece, because I know that's moved, of course. Wow! So I guess I will tell him, what was that? I thought that was a super obvious general. Because frankly, I thought it was. I have no idea why you would just choose to hit that general. Maybe he misremembered it as something else, but that's pretty bizarre. So definitely a very bad mistake by him to hit my general like that, because that just gave me all that back, and now I've seized the initiative. So we have his major here. Of course, marshal. And I know that's his sergeant. Alright, so I probably don't want to overextend myself. I could, move down and increase pressure. And I think I will do that, actually. Let's see. I mean, he's going to have that second colonel probably somewhere over here. But, I'm trying to decide if I should move down and kind of keep applying pressure here, or if I should move back and play more cautious. Okay, I'm going to move down. I'm going to keep the pressure going. Where did the major go? Okay. Okay, I'll be more than happy to take that, and hopefully we'll trade majors here. Interesting, I have no idea what he's planning there. I'll just put that right there. Kind of curious what he's trapping this captain with. I mean, he doesn't have many pieces left, but he's going to end up giving me that free lieutenant. So I'm going to do that. I'm not sure if this is a colonel. That would be pretty bizarre, but I guess it's possible, so I want to probably at least try to prevent that. Because he could come in with the colonel and then trap the major, which wouldn't hurt me too badly, but it's not ideal, and if I can prevent it, I probably should, even though I'm up 3 captains and 2 sergeants otherwise. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think his marshal was actually too obvious. I was personally thinking it was a colonel, because he was pretty aggressive with it. I mean, he wouldn't let me scout it, but he was still pretty aggressive with it. And normally he sits back a bit more. He's not so aggressive, usually, with a marshal like that. So I didn't actually think it was a super obvious marshal. I thought it was probably most likely to be a colonel, because it's something he didn't want. He didn't want me to scout, but he was still content with, bringing it forth, maybe picking up, a sergeant or lieutenant mid-range piece before trying to trade with my own colonel that was there in the center. That's what I was thinking it was, at least. Granted, it has been quite some time since I've played well, so that is his colonel. Very good to know. So that definitely makes things interesting, but I actually like his colonel being on this side, as long as he believes that this lieutenant's my marshal. Hmm. So we had a colonel pretty up front here, and then he just randomly had the back row colonel all the way over there. It's pretty unique play by him. So I'm going to actually move my general down, and then I'll either smash into these pieces, or I'll force him to move down and then apply pressure with my major here. Okay, perfect. I like that a lot. I'm going to move over with my spy here, right? That's fairly expected. And then when he moves up on this lieutenant, wow, so he's just going to take that. Okay, just kidding. So I guess that means I should probably go over here with my lieutenant. I think he probably knows my marshal by now. I think it's fairly obvious now. I am surprised he took that scout bluff, though, to be quite honest with you. But he really does not have any pieces left here at all. Just pretty wild. Okay, so now he's going to come up with a piece there. I'm just going to let him have that minor. I don't feel like trying to save all these pieces here. I'm going to move over with this lieutenant. Interesting. Okay. I guess I am going to save the minor then. Because he's really doing anything he can to not, I don't know, not take the minor yet. So now I feel obliged to try to save it because I can. Okay, I'm thinking this could be a minor, so I'm going to be a little bit cautious here. I like how my spy is in this position here, though. Because now it kind of confines his marshal a bit. This is a bit of a tricky situation where I guess I have a pretty big lead here, but I just need to hold on and not let this one colonel he's up be able to claw back too much of that lead. Thankfully, he only has one scout left, and as you can see, he's starting to run pretty bare on his pieces. I know these two have moved. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and take that. That's fine, because I know he'll repay me with taking that minor, but I think that's worth it there. So definitely he's taken good time to think about this match here. Wow. So he's going to go lotto like that. That's interesting. I mean, I guess he kind of has to. Being, down whenever that he's down. But alright, so I'm able to take that spy out when he takes my lieutenant. I'm going to respond by moving there. And then that makes my general free. So, I'm trying to figure out how to navigate this here. If I just moved my marshal up and kept these two here, then I wouldn't be able to move back in the case that this piece tried to come up and take my spy. But even by moving back, I can still free my general, because if he moves over, I'll move up, and he can't follow me there. So I could pretty easily use the 2 square here to defend both pieces. Okay, that's fine. He can have that spy. My mission has been accomplished here, I think. And that's also his last scout. Okay. Alright, I think I'm willing to give him this captain. I will give him that captain. I'll still be up 3 pieces. And then I will be down 2 lieutenants, but I'll be up 2 sergeants as well. Interesting, so he's not going to trade with me. Which I guess I can expect to a certain degree. So this is moved and that's moved. I don't think anything else here has, but he's got a lot of miners left. He's really going to run out of time pretty soon. Now that's a very unfortunate attack. I really didn't think he was going to lotto that, but he's continued to get lucky with those lottos, being able to sweep that back row. So that makes things a bit less ideal in several different ways, I guess. He's going to have to be careful he doesn't run out of time, though. That might actually be his foremost problem. We'll have to move quickly and perhaps without thinking in a lot of cases here. Okay. Interesting. Okay, that's a bit of an odd play if I say so myself. I don't know why you would hit that. I think that's a pretty obvious captain. That helps a little bit because it gives away one of his lieutenants. And now he's also going to let me trap this piece, which is frankly quite excellent. Okay, awesome. So let's see here. Yeah, okay, that'll work. So I can save both of these here, and I've got both lieutenants back, so now I am up 3 pieces again. Which probably will prompt him to successfully lotto again on that left side, which is very annoying. But, oh well, I can't really do anything to stop it, unfortunately. I guess I could move that sergeant out at my earliest convenience. But I was a bit tied up with trying to rescue these pieces first. But if he gives me a chance, I will move this sergeant out. Alright, so I think he's probably going to go after that sergeant, unfortunately. Interesting. Guess I'm going to do that. Okay, that's interesting. So let me pass the minor. Of course, my sergeant is in a perfect position to defend that on this left side here. Excellent. Simply excellent there. Alright, so despite his lotto, I think this game might still be alright for me here. Okay, so now that I know that's his sergeant, I'll make sure that I avoid that piece. Okay, that's his sergeant. Lied about that, but that's fine. So let's go back here. We know this is his flag at this point. So I'm going to come around with this major on the left, I guess, then. Okay. I guess I can leave that there. Alright, so this is a tricky situation. He's only got 15 seconds left, actually. I think I'm still pretty safe here. I don't see a way where he can force through. So let's do that. And I can take that pretty easily there. I just hope he goes into some bombs here. Still don't quite know what he's doing here. Oh, I still have this miner here. I'm actually not even in danger of him lottoing it. Okay, that's good. I just realized. So it looks like he's going to shuffle. I assumed he was going to lotto, because it seems like a desperate time to lotto now. Okay, go ahead and take that out. And he's going to hit into a bomb, and that's going to seal the game. Very good. So my plan there was to come up with a miner through the center. But that'll do it. Alright, well, I'm going to come out as the victor there. Pretty intense game. But it will get me a good elo rating there. And then you see actually 5 wins for me and then 4 losses for him. That doesn't include that one tournament game, which is a separate tally. So it's, I guess, technically 5-5 overall. But pretty good win. Especially a game that you could tell he was trying, using all of his time up. But good win. I was able to maintain, despite even his lotto, was able to maintain my lead in the captains and the majors and carry me, let that carry me to winning in the end. And I was helped by keeping my sergeants here and pretending with them to be bombs, since he hit a miner here and he hit this one with a miner also. But I think that sealed the deal in the end game. But a very good game, a very close match. He's a very good player, but I'm happy I came out on top in that one. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.